All right, everybody. So I'm just going to do a short stream here. We have nothing on our overlays. It is bare bones. We are just going to be making our mechanism setup, and we're going to bring it from scratch all the way up to the complete ore refinement process. So if you have any questions during it, although nobody's here at the moment, but later on in the video, I'll leave some questions on the YouTube video and we'll get to them. So we have actually replaced all of our stuff. We took it all out of our storage and we disassembled our previous mechanism setup. And yeah, we're going to start from scratch here. So the first thing we're going to set up for the ore refinement is our electrolytic separators, so we can generate oxygen and hydrogen. So we're going to toss out the mechanical pipes so that we can get our water out of our sink. And then of course we need to pull the water out of the sink. There we go. And let's go ahead and start laying down our electrolytic separators. Now there is a downside to the fact that these are our old machines, and that is that some of these actually already have some items in it from other parts of the build. So that one right there is our brine. So that is for over there when we have our thermal evaporation chamber. So there's those separators. Let's go ahead and grab them out. Just go ahead and start tossing them in there. So these electrolytic separators are also going to be a pain to set up because, again, these were our previous ones. Cannot eject, dumping excess, and dumping excess. So there we go on that. Let's grab our other ones out of here. There they are. There's one, there's two. I don't know if we have any more in here. Can't really see. I don't think so. Yeah, we have one more right there. So again, that one is the other brine. And these should be the water. There's that one and that one. So I personally like to have 6 of these going, as you can clearly see. And let's see what they have going out for the gases. Output 1 and output 2. So let's grab our pipes. The infused pipes, again, we are using all the mods 9 for this. All the mods 9, no frills. Couldn't sleep? No. So I decided we're going to redo our mechanism setup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there we go. And I like to have the output on this as well set and secured. That way there's no issue. This guy as well needs to have his fluids, gases coming out to the right. Output 2. There's our oxygen coming out. And hydrogen should be coming out the top for all of these. And there we go. There's our hydrogen coming out. And we'll just get them all going. And we have no overlays, no alerts, no nothing. Because we're also recording this and streaming it to YouTube so that we can have a complete tutorial set up. So there we go. We have the oxygen and we have the hydrogen coming out as well. So now we have to move over to the pressurized reaction chambers, which are going to let us process our coal out as well. So which one of these is oxygen? This little guy down here is oxygen. So let's bring our pressurized reaction chambers right. And our PRCs. Pressurized reaction chamber right here. Let's grab these out. Again, I don't know which one's which because they were previously working on stuff. That one is one of them. Bring that one out. We should be able to see hole in there, hole in there, hole in there, and not cold. Get rid of that one. And that's not it either. Those two are part of our ethylene generation later on. So we have one more PRC somewhere in here that I didn't see. Or did we accidentally put one back? Because we should have one more. I don't see one more. Let's check in here. We don't have another PRC. I mean, that's fine. And we actually cannot do that for that one right there. These ones, we're only going to do two of them, actually. Let's just do two. We need power. And the only reason I only want to do two is because they take up a lot of space. The PRCs for this section need absolutely positively have to have all four sections of their machines available for access because of how much stuff you have to put through them. So if we bring that in there, so there's our oxygen going in. So we have the wrench out somehow. Okay, there we go. So oxygen can come in through the back. And let's go ahead and set this up properly here. Back input should be oxygen. Same thing here, gases. Back is input for oxygen. The water, we can go ahead and just bring up to the front of this as well. In. And we can change that. Fluids, water is input in the front. I just like to make sure that we unassign and reassign everything so we don't end up with any issues. So now we have our water coming in, we have our oxygen coming in, and now we need to bring in the coal. So let's go ahead and grab our logistical transporters from up here. And we put it too far. Thank you. Right there. And yes, that is the proper one. You can actually do 3 of them. If I think about it properly, let's just do 3 of them. Input, input, in, and in. Okay. Gases, that's verified. Fluids, front, yes. Same thing with this one. Gases, back. Fluids, front. Okay. Now let's go ahead and grab these logistical transporters, and we are going to be bringing in and in. Of course, we need to unassign that. We don't want that to be having that. I don't remember how to turn off farting. There we go. We did. The farting gets a little annoying. So now we can go with items input from the left. And then here we will have items input from the right. Input, and over here, input from here. In. So now we have a place for coal to come in, we have oxygen, we have water, we need to bring out the hydrogen. And that can go out through here because it's going to come over to this, yeah? So let's go ahead and grab our hydrogen. We're going to be pulling that out. So let's go ahead and go to gases, output top. Again, with over here, gases, output top. And I'm just going to go ahead and bring it to the front. This way we save, we're going to be extra safe and not have it potentially connecting in the back with the oxygen. And again, let's go ahead and explicitly state that that is going to be output. And output. Those are already set to output. That's in. This is just going to help visually when we have to actually come through here and figure out what's wrong with something. We can see immediately what's going on. And we're going to go ahead and turn this off on this side because we are going to bring this oxygen up to the roof so that we can access it later from other machines without issues. The logistical transporters as well, they're going to be coming all the way up. Oh, I forgot I'm wearing the mystical agriculture armor, which gives you greater flight. But it does slow down your pick by quite a bit. Okay, so we're going to go and bring this up. That way we have easy access to our coal. And it's very important that we have a place to actually put the coal. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and put it out here. It should have been there. Ah, we're over one too far. Okay. So it's actually going to come out right here. And this way we could put a barrel here with the coal and have easy access to put in our coal to the system. And later on we can actually automate that, make it better. There we go. And there. So any coal that goes in there is going to be going this way. Later, Belle. Enjoy Lethal Company. I'm sure I'll be back over there. I was over there earlier. So there we go. We have that coming in here for the coal to deliver to these machines. And now, of course, we need to be able to extract our sulfur dust out of these machines and bring them to the next set of machines. So again, we have to be very careful not to mix and match these machines. Otherwise, it's going to be a very big mess. Let's go ahead and get this. Thank you. We'll just let it connect so that we can solve that issue. None. And then we'll bring it out. And again, we have to make sure we set this to not connect as well. I don't know why that's not working, so we'll just have to let them connect first. But this is also the important part of going through this whole process before you actually start producing. Okay. And again, over here, that one connects, this one doesn't. Okay. And now we can go ahead and actually let's bring this up one more. This way we can actually have it connecting to this. Not sure why that. Sometimes the color just likes to go instead of the actual command for the blocks. So annoying. Okay. Now we can do output right. And that will be that. There we go. And over here, output left. And again, over here, output right. And now we have our machine set up for that. So again, we have our sulfur dust coming out from here. We have coal going in through here. Go ahead and get this assigned back to 0, back to no color. And we have our oxygen coming out from over here. And we have our hydrogen coming out from over here. So everything is nice and organized, yeah? Let's move on to the next phase. Now the chemical The sulfur dust has to go into a chemical oxidizer, and we're just going to have those set up like right over here so that everything's on this side. And of course, we need to bring our power cables over here as well. So right here, actually, let's bring this back one more, just to give us more freedom of room. And then, of course, we can hide the power cables underneath this side too, instead of having them in our face yet again. There we go. Let's bring this power cable out this way. And now we need the chemical oxidizers as well. Chemical oxidizers. Where did you guys go? That's the purification chambers. That's the chemical washers. Injection chambers. There they are right there. And we only need 3 of these. You don't need very many of each of these machines. These are the biggest. Gotta have 6 of these. The hydrogen coming out of here. Very important because you use so much of it, and you have to make sure that they are dumping excess, so that at no point, if it's producing more than you can use, at no point is it going to be coming through and saying any issues at all. We might not be pulling out hydrogen on this one. Gases. Top is output hydrogen. This one is set. Gases. Hydrogen as well. Second here. Okay. That's set. At no point should this hydrogen be here, so that is telling me that all of these have been set wrong. Which is good that it's happening now, because I don't have to worry about it being an issue later. Okay, there we go. We have all of that set up. Now let's go ahead and bring in these chemical oxidizers as well. And all 3 of them should go right here. And the sulfur dust should be coming in from the back. So let's go ahead and make sure that those are set to input. Same thing for here. Input, and here. Input. So you can see the dust is indeed going into the machines from the other machines. So that is good. Now we have the sulfur dust coming through, getting turned into sulfur dioxide. And now we need to move the sulfur dioxide out into a chemical infuser, which will be using this oxygen here. So we're just going to go ahead and grab ourselves a pressurized tube. And we're going to bring that out. So let's go ahead and grab this. Gases. Left is output. Gases. Clear. Left is output. And again, gases. Oop. That's items. Gases. Clear. Left is input. Or left is output. Yeah. All right. Everything's set properly. So now we have the gases coming out. And that sulfur dioxide needs to go into a chemical infuser to produce the next stage. And you could just have the chemical infusers tied directly into these machines and have it push out. That is also a possibility. Let's grab our chemical infusers. Chemical infusers, we have to double check these because of the fact that some of these might have some gases already stored in them and they don't. Cool. So only 3 of these were being used for this. And again, you could just go through here and take off these pipes here. Right? You don't have to have the pipes for this stage. you can literally just do that. And as you see, that is chlorine. So we need to grab that one. That one is for this stage here. This one here is also chlorine, so this is also our other one for this side. And this one is chlorine as well for hydrogen chloride. So those ones were actually for our next set of phases here in a little bit. And again, we need the sulfur dioxide ones. This is the bad side about having grabbed the machines from before, is there's no telling which one of my machines was used for what. So it's kind of a guessing game right now. Again, here we have chlorine. This is a later stage. This is water vapor and sulfur trioxide. That is the next stage. So we can actually take that out, put it down here, and we can put it right there, because that is going to be the next stage of this whole thing. And again, that is another one with the sulfur trioxide. And we could place that in the next ring as well. And this one, we have oxygen, which is what we have coming in. So this one's actually where it belongs. So let's go ahead and do, that's the gas out already. And gases we need to fix. Input 1. Nope, input 2. Gases input 2. So input 2 is going to be the gases from here into here. So then we have sulfur dioxide coming in. And we'll need to bring in that oxygen down as well. But of course, we also need to bring our power cables in here. There we go. There's our power cables. Okay, there we go. So now we have our power in there. So that is producing sulfur trioxide. And this is going to be also producing, this is also the next stage. This is also sulfur dioxide into sulfur trioxide. Thank you. Okay, there's the trioxide, there's the trioxide. Okay, that one's proper. There's the sulfur trioxide is the next stage. I might have had one extra machine of that. There we go. I wish these machines told me what was in there, but they don't. Okay, there's the next one. Gases again. Input 1, input 2, and output. Same thing over here. Gases, clear that. Input right, output left, and that's input 2. There's that one. There's that one. And I'm hoping that this one's the right one. It is as well. Okay, cool. And again, let's double check the gases. We have input 2 and we have output. Now we need to bring in the oxygen from over here to the tops of these machines. So gases input 1, gases input 1, gases input 1, and again with gases input 1. And again, let's explicitly state that that is going in there as well. So now we have gases going down into here. We have the sulfur trioxide being produced. Let's go to gases, make sure output left. And this one has gases input 1. It needs to be on the thing, so clear that. Input 1. And same with this one, gases input 1, and this one as well. Gases, input 1, going into the left side. So there we go, we have that. Next up, we need to get the water vapor in here now. And again, we're right next to the machines that produce the water. So let's go ahead and we're going to turn off these so that there's no connection happening on this side of the machines. And now we're going to go ahead and grab the the rotary condensers. There is potentially one of these, that one's liquid ethylene right there. So that one has actual liquid ethylene. Again, that's part of the later stage of stuff and not used right now. So let's grab our rotary condensators, and we're going to be placing them right here. You don't have to put them where it faces the proper direction, but I like doing it like that. So there we go. We have our rotary condensators coming out. And this is where, again, you have to be very careful because the steam coming out of these, you don't want to mix with any of the other pressurized piping at all. Well, let's go ahead and explicitly state that's going in. And fluids, input, output. And same thing over here. Fluids, input, and actually it's going to be gases coming out. So left is output, and again with the gases, left is output. And again, we're going to explicitly state that those are inputs and outputs. There we go. So this should be producing our vapor now. So we should have vapor coming in here. We do not, because we did not put power to these machines. This is what happens when you are a frog. You forget power. There you go. You have that. And that is perfect. Now we have the water vapor coming out and coming into these machines here. Just not yet. Gases, input, and water vapor coming in. Same thing over here. Gases, input 2, and gases, input 2. So now all of these are getting the water vapor that it needs. And we are set. It is now producing the sulfuric acid that we need for the next sulfur trioxide coming from here, sulfuric acid coming from here, and now these are going to go to our actual setup for the ore refinement, which is obviously the most important part of this whole exercise, is getting our ore refined. So to do this, we are going to, again, these are disabled, and we're just going to double check that they are disabled and they're not going to connect. Okay, they did not connect, which is good. And we are going to bring this up and over. And the reason is that I don't want to have to deal with anything connecting. There is a process I'm going to use for collecting the ores, and I'm going to have them start from this side and go all the way over to this side as they get refined. So we are going to bring those up. We're going to bring this up and over. Let's grab some more of these pipes. Okay, let's go ahead and bring, again, we're going to bring in, we want to set this so that it actually starts to produce more of it, because we do need to start getting the supply of it going. Gases. Output, and again, we want to state explicitly what is going in and what is going out. So there we go. Now we have the sulfuric acid coming out like it's supposed to. And we could bring it all the way over here and then down. This part is essential that we have them all over here. And I'm going to have it on the back wall like so. And then we're going to have to bring in our power cables as well. No one's going to see back here. I don't care about the bottom of the floor. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring in the power cables. Normally I would use a wand, a building wand, to help with this process, but it's not essential. Yeah. So now we have that started. Now it is time for probably the hardest part to not mess up. And that is getting all of these ore refinement systems set up. The first setup is the chemical dissolution chamber. Thankfully, it doesn't really truly matter because I don't think any of these actually had anything stuck in them at the time. But we're about to find out, I suppose. So here we go. It should just let us keep placing them all the way down. And as you saw, there were a few that had them. And apparently we had more than I thought. Did we have that many ores? Apparently we did. Okay. So let's keep going. Now we are going to change some of this stuff. Let's turn off our backpack's magnet for a moment. Raw unobtainium. Actually, we'll go ahead and leave it on this side. We'll put all of them, all the new ores on this side. Unobtainium, iridium, we can move down. All the medium ore, that can come down here as well. That was this one? No. Of course it wasn't. It'll be this one. So there's unobtainium, there's all the medium, all the modium. How are you going up there? Thank you. And I don't think we had any of the other one actually in the system yet, right there, vibranium ore. So that will go down here on the third one. And what that's going to do is it's going to let us... how are you going up there, bro? Thank you. Raw vibranium ore. Okay. So now we have everything set up properly. We can go ahead and make sure to explicitly state that this is input. And then we'll run through the machine real fast as well and make sure that everything is set to input right here. And the ore is going to get input through the top. So let's go ahead and gases input. Gases input left. Gases input left. Looks like I mixed up the machines on the orientation side of them. Input left. All right. Input left, yep. Next one, gases input left. Just go through the whole setup here, making sure that they are all input left for our gases. Input left. Gases input left. This is the part that is such a pain, but to have all of them set up, we'll count them right now too. So if you want to make sure you have enough for at least all the mods 9, you'll be set, because this is all the ores that can actually be processed by this system. There are some ores that cannot go in this system, and they just won't go. So we'll set that up in a little bit. Okay, so now we have all the stuff going in here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And now for the fun part is we have to match up these barrels with these drawers with what's supposed to be inside of them. So unobtainium, or actually that's vibranium, yeah. So this one is vibranium right there. This one is iron. Let's see if we actually have one with iron. Look, here's the raw nickel one. There's the raw nickel. Raw iron. Let's see if we have the raw iron one. Already has one in there. It does. Was that the right one? No, this one. Now the uranium was back over here. Okay. It's not supposed to do that. And these, so just for your information, these chests right here, these drawers, they're locked, so they only contain this item. They'll never switch. There are stack upgrades, and I also put the void upgrade because these are connected directly to our mining lasers. And we don't want to have no place for our stuff to go. Yeah? Okay, and let's go ahead and do our titanium. And the uranium was over here. Thank you. Copper was down here, I believe, right there. And I think that's silver. It looks like it. This should be lead. I think that's lead. I think that's lead. Do we have one of these? Right there. There's the lead. There's the aluminium. And then we have is that zinc? This one was over here. The iridium. Still not that that's used for. That's the raw tin. I believe that is this. Alright, is that it? I think so. And that is raw osmium. Yeah, that's raw osmium. Those two don't have them, which means that I can just go ahead and toss these in there like that. And it's not going to matter. Okay, now let's make sure that items input from the top only. Top input. Item top input. We just want to make sure that all of it is a top input and no other inputs are accepted. We don't want nothing accidentally happening on here. So we want to explicitly tell it only the top. Bam. Input. Oh no, server's gonna restart in 15 minutes. Oh no. We're not gonna finish. Well, we're gonna finish this part in 15 minutes. That's fine. Okay, so there we go. So we have all the ores right there. This is just so that we can see them. Now that we have those set up there, we do need to apply the actual drawer controller. So where's our drawer controller? There it is. There's our storage controller, our linking tool, and our configuration tool. You use the configuration tool to set these to lock or unlock, as well as show and show number or quantity. And the linking tool we will use right here to link this guy to this. There we go. So now we see it's within the range. So all of these drawers are linked to this guy right here. So we go ahead and put those back up. And now later on, when we have our either a chest here that we can dump ore into, or if we have our mining lasers, which we'll set up here in a little bit over here, we will have them just bring in the ores directly to this machine. And then whatever doesn't fit in this machine is going to go to a secondary processing center over here. So now we have all of our chemical dissolution chambers set up. The raw ores will come in from the lasers or from wherever you want to put them into here at. So these are going to produce slurry, dirty slurry to be exact. And we're going to go ahead and grab the machines for that. And those are the washers. So now we need chemical washers to wash all of our dirty ore for us. Ideally, none of these will have any inventory in them Ideally, they should have all been empty. So again, there's not much we could do about the current state of these. We'll just have to hope that they are indeed empty, and if they're not, we'll have to move them as required. And we're missing 2 chemical washes. Is it in our backpack? Yep, right there. Okay. There we go. Chemical washers, they all have nothing in them. Perfect. So again, we have to go through here and explicitly state that the slurry, the dirty slurry, is coming in to the left, and it's going to go out to the right. And we have to go through the whole setup for this. So, output left, input left, output right. And I just pressed the wrong button, didn't I? Input, output. Input, output. And this is always the pain, but part of this whole process is just making sure you're assigning everything correctly as you go through and do this. Input, output, slurries, input, output. And again, I think on the next machines, we'll place them down from the other direction, from that side to this side, because it's obvious that I have my machines mixed up. We have changed directions of our machines, and it does not like that. Input, output, slurries, input, output. And down in the description on the YouTube side, after this is done and edited to be just as concise as possible, it will include a parts list, machine list. I'm not going to list every single part you need. It's going to include the parts, the machines you're going to need to have the full setup. That's going to include the primary and secondary systems. Slurries, input, output. Okay, so now all of those are set up. Now we need to go ahead and grab our water. So let's grab our mechanical pipes. And there should be no issues with connecting, because the only fluid that we have even close to being accessible is indeed water. We have no other fluid at the moment until later on when we will get access to brine. But that's not here yet. So again, let's go ahead and explicitly state this is going in. And unfortunately, we are going to end up with a server restart in the middle of the stream. Nothing I can do about that. The top of these are already set to water because it's always been set to water. Okay, so after we have washed all of our stuff, we have to take the clean slurry that is going to get produced out of here. And none of these have it just yet. So we're going to take the clean slurry out of here and we're going to crystallize it. And we're going to make crystals out of it. So again, let's go ahead and actually let's go ahead and do that. So we have a room there. And the chemical crystallizers are here. And remember, we're going to go ahead and come from this side this time and just double check it. Output left and the slurry from the right. Perfect. And again, we have not set up power underneath these. We actually have to break the blocks underneath these real fast and set that up. And again, we have somehow ended up with one less chemical crystallizer than we were supposed to have. It's not there. We didn't have an extra one here. Huh. Okay. Well, we'll have to fix that. Let's double check our storage first. Well, if it's not in storage, we'll just make a new one, yeah? It's not there. So let's go ahead and make a new one of those. crystallizer, and it's right there. We will need to make that. The thing about refined storage is I can just come in here and make everything that I need to make. 2, 3, 1, 2, and there we go. So there we go. Now we have another one of these. This one we will have to set, however. So clean from the right-hand side, and item output will go to the left. Okay. So all of these are set, but we do need to power them. So let's go ahead and get some. We actually need to power both of these machines. So we're going to go ahead and go down here. We might as well take out the blocks next to us too, real fast, while we're at it, because all of this is going to be power cables. And we can use. We'll grab the wand. We'll grab the wand to do this next part. Oops. Okay, so that's all of that. Let's go ahead and grab our wand. And we'll grab some more power cables as well. Put the power cables in our offhand. And just do that. Okay, I should have gotten all of them. I don't think I missed, we did miss some back here. There is some back here that is not powered because of the block differences. There we go. So that should power everything. And it still looks like there's one missing. Let's go ahead and bring this one up real fast. Yeah, there is, because we have a block missing. There, no worries. Okay, chemical machine, put this back. Okay, so all of this is being... How do we have another one? Whatever. We have an extra one now. Alright, so all of our chemical crystallizers are there. Let's go ahead and bring this out. We'll need 2 more slots here. And we'll do a review at the very end of this setup as well. Okay. So now the next step of this process is we are going to take our crystals from here, and we are going to put the chemical crystals through an injection unit. So, right, chemical crystals, chemical crystallizer takes the crystals here, and we're going to put them through a chemical injection unit. And those should be right here, chemical injection chamber. And again, these should all be empty, so they should not matter if they've previously had something in them. Oops. Hey. Let's go ahead and get that out of our offhand. Thank you. Oops. And give me this one back. There we go. Okay, and we're going to double check that we have item in and item out. And now we actually have our first thing that we have not produced yet. As you can see, these take hydrogen chloride. So we need to produce hydrogen chloride. And I'm going to go ahead and produce that over here because we need a thermal evap chamber. And we also need some more machines. So let's go ahead and get rid of the evidence of our previous mob farm that we had going in here for temporary XP and pink slime and stuff for quests. And we'll go ahead and oops, go ahead and fix that little mistake we just made. Okay. Nothing else is important. Okay. The appearances of this room will get fixed as we go. Alright, let's go ahead and set up our thermal evap. And we do have another sink for this as well, because we just don't want to rely on that one sink from way over there. Although, as you see, it is full. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and not use another sink. Let's try this out. So here is our mechanical pipe, and we'll bring our mechanical pipe up, and we will bring it over to here. And we'll go ahead and bring it down, and then inside of this room. Right inside of there. Right there. And one more. And yes, I did use the wand previously to make sure that I reclaimed this entire area from the hillside that it was. All right, so now we are going to go ahead and just throw in a chemical, a thermal evap chamber in here. And I don't remember how big we had our previous one, but I do know that I like to put them in the ground by one block. Helps you get rid of, one, a junk floor, and two, it also helps you keep the size of the machine down, so you don't got to clear the roof too. Okay. There is the thermal evap base. We will come through like this as well. The control center will be there. We will have the input valve there, the output valve there, and a additional one off to the side here for heat to go into the machine. And there we go. Oh no, 1 minute till restart. The restart does take a little bit of time. It is modded Minecraft. Nothing I can do about that at all. But we will be back as soon as possible, and we will finish this tonight. We have our space for our power to come out, and we also have the place for our brine to come out as well. That's a mechanical pipe. Yeah. There's a mechanical pipe. Nothing's being produced right now. There we go. Okay. Actually, hold on. Let's go ahead and bring that out through this hole here. I don't know why it's taking so long to actually break these. Wrench. Ah, we have that in our hand. It's not helping. Okay. There we go. We'll bring that out through here. So we need to take this and we need to turn it from the brine into chlorine for these machines. So we're going to go ahead and go over by 2. And we already have access to our chlorine, which was here. So there's the brine. And we need to take that out of there. Let's go ahead and grab this. And again, we need power over on this side. So we're going to go ahead and grab power from right over here and bring that over to the machines. Eventually this will be covered up and won't be able to notice it, but for now you'll be able to see back here. Nothing be done for it. And we also need to bring the power in to here because we are going to have a heater on the side right here. So that's how you make the brine. There we go. Do we have our heater in here, or is it in our other backpack? Right there. There's our resistive heater. Let's plop that down. Not right there. Thank you. Is it recharging? No, it's not. Like, there's no way it's taking the power from that. Okay. And we're going to set this to 250 FPA tick. And that's going to produce the brine that we need for this. Again, I'm just going to double check that the fluid input left, yes. Input left for fluid is on for here. Yes, it is. Okay. Now we have our sodium and our chlorine being produced. We're going to dump we're going to dump excess of both of these, just so at no point does it actually build up. Let's go ahead and idle this one. We'll idle these because we don't need the sodium, so that can dump excess. But if this fills up with chlorine, we are going to be using that. So the chlorine actually comes out to the chemical infusers, which should be here. Right there. And let's go ahead and make sure that we have the input 2. Gases input 2. Gases input 2. Input 2, thank you. And that's producing the hydrogen chloride, which should be going into here now. So now we can go ahead and grab our pressurized pipe. And we can take this up through here. And we're going to bring it all the way up to the roof, just to eliminate any possibilities of goofs up on our part. There we go. And we're going to have to set these to output the gases on the right. And same thing with this. Output gases on the right. Again, hydrogen coming in. Wait. I need to bring the hydrogen over too, silly frog. The hydrogen is all the way over here, isn't it? Where is it at? Right there. So again, we have to be very careful when we do this next part. Because we don't want any issues at all with this. So we'll do this. We will make sure we set our wrenches right. We will take that off. We will take this side off and this side off. And now we can take off this and this. And we can also adjust this to there we go. Now we can bring in the hydrogen from over there without worrying about any issues coming up. And just deliver it all the way over to the machines that need it. And again, sometimes we might have to make some more hydrogen, but generally speaking, the ones we have are enough. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring it down by one more. Just bring it over here. This part right here, we do have to be careful of. So let's go ahead and make sure we turn that to none. And there we go. And this is gas 1. Gas 1. Gas 1. And we'll input and output. Make sure we're explicitly stating which one's going where. There we go. So now we have the chlorine coming in, we have hydrogen coming in, and we have the hydrogen chloride, which is for this next step coming out. And there we go. And all of these should already be set to take in the hydrogen chloride from the top without issue. So there we go. But again, we are going to come through here and set all of these to actually pay attention to which one is going where. All of this is coming in. There we go. So now we have all of that coming in. And now it's time to take this final product that's going to be in here, and we are going to purify it. So we're going to take the output from the chemical injection chamber, and we're going to purify it. So before we do that, let's go ahead and move all of this away. Move that away, and here's the purification chambers that we are going to need. And again, we're going to start from this side and come through here. And we have somehow ended up with an extra purification chamber. I'm not too sure how. Maybe we have a purification chamber somewhere else in the system. We'll figure that one out later. So now we also have to be very careful because we have to bring in oxygen as well. So we have to go through this whole thing and tell it not to touch anything on the other side of it. Oops. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's a pain in the butt to do, but it is worth it. 100% worth it. Oops, wrong one. Dang it. Somebody just logged in. It happens. There, that's in there. Let's make sure that this was set to none. And this one's set to none. And we are going to verify that the only way that's possible. By doing this first. Alright, nothing connected. Now we can connect the oxygen. And again, that's the hydrogen there. The oxygen is back in the back, but remember we also have it here. And this is why we actually did this earlier, so that we have access to it without worrying about it. But we're going to come all the way down here and then do it. And of course, we have to go through again. Make sure that everything is coming in here. Oops. Okay. So there we go. Now, from the purification chamber, we're actually done with this. So let's go ahead and grab this out of here. And we'll grab all of these as well, because this is not needed. The next phase of this, you don't need individual machines for each and every one of these. One machine for the whole batch will do just fine. So we're going to go ahead and grab this. Thank you. Alright, so let's double check that we have everything we need. The easiest way to check is we're going to grab our something raw. What do we have? Raw zinc, raw osmium, raw platinum. Let's use raw copper. And we'll find the copper box, which is right here. And we'll put that in there. Now, I have the machines muted pretty heavily. But as you see, the raw copper is not actually going to the machine. So let's find out why not. Input to the top. It should be going to the machine. Ah, it is. It was just taking its time. Gotcha. So there's the raw copper coming in, getting turned to a slurry. The slurry is being turned into the crystal, and the crystal is being injected and turned into a shard. The shard is being injected, and it is being turned into a clump. Now the next process is we are going to have to take a logistical transporter. out of here. Right, so now we have to take this out of there. And I think we're just going to do it on this back corner over here, just to make sure that everything is nice and just in here, and we don't have to worry about nothing. So let's go ahead and we're going to break this. This way we can deliver it through the ground, and we don't have to worry about anything connecting. And now we are going to use our crusher. Right, so we have a ultimate enriching, we have a smelting, and we should have a crushing factory here as well. So crushing, enriching, and smelting. So first we are going to have to crush the ore that we just got. Right, there's the crusher. Then we have to enrich it. Then we have to smelt it. And we are just going to come up by one more. Items, input to the front. And items, output through the left. This one is on. And input, output. And then over here as well, input, and it will be output on the left. So there we go. We have the ore refinement process down. It is all in here. However, there should not be coal inside of that machine, so we have to double check that later. Okay, so now that that is all set up, we need to extract our ore from here and bring it to our storage system. And the easiest way to do that is through cables, which are inside that box. Where do we put all of our cables at? They might be in this. No. Okay, we need to find our cable. We have no cables in here. Oh, let's make some more. I'm not really worried about it. Cable. Refine storage cables. Okay. And then we do need our importer. One importer. There we go. So we will take a importer from here. Actually, we'll go ahead and do it from the back. Since we can dress these up and make them look nice, we can do the cable across the roof. So here we go. We'll have it come all the way over here. Then over towards the RS storage. Right here. And then down. And there's the cable. So now it will grab our ingots as they're produced and bring them to our storage system for us. We could also store them in external storage over here, but I prefer just to put all my ore inside the machines, inside of the storage setup. So that should import. Items, back, output. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and look for refined storage. We need stack upgrades. And we need speed upgrades as well. There we go. So that will automatically just grab all that. We don't need that many in there though. So let's go ahead and take one of those out and one of those out. So that should be enough for that whole system to operate and function. Again, there's the input. Explicitly state what's coming in and out. These are all out. Now we can set up the remaining of this setup. So again, we don't have anything coming in here yet for the ore laser. That's going to come right now. But we also need to set up the other side of the machines of what cannot actually be processed by this. And since it's kind of hard to figure out which ones can and cannot until it's actually done, what I like to do is we're going to go ahead and set that up right over here. So we're going to set this barrel right there. And let's go ahead and grab our cable here. So what's going to happen is it's going to try to put into this first because it's closer in the line. Hopefully it's going to put it in here first. If it does not fit in one of these boxes that is connected to, it should go into this box. All right. So let's go ahead and set this up. And we're going to put our laser drill right here. Let's go ahead and grab our laser drills and our laser bases and our power cables. Again, we have no power on this side of the world, so we need to bring it from out here. And we're going to just carve it out through there. Right there. Should be fine. Okay. So now we can bring it out through here. Actually, let's, how did that get put down? Interesting. Okay, we're gonna bring it out like that. Because we are also going to have it like so. Wait. These lasers are always trippy to me. Like the way they decide to place compared to any other block is just ridiculous. Yeah, we can move them with a wrench, but I would just rather it actually work like it's supposed to. Or like I think it would work. Right, so like that. And then we'll bring the power cable out. Actually, hold on. Let's go ahead and do it like that. Yeah. And like that. So we're going to bring it through here. Like so. Like so. Actually, I need to bring it down over here too. Yeah, this one doesn't matter because it is going to be hidden by that. There. Okay, more lasers. And then, of course, more lasers. There we go. And we don't have them all made yet for all of the layers, but we will have them soon. Thank you. There, there, and there. All right. And there's the laser base. So now they are mining. And we are going to go ahead and grab ourselves a logistical transporter cable. And I'm just going to bring it out directly through this way. Because I'm going to put another one right on top of that right there. And so obviously it cannot be there. Actually, well, let's just put it right on top. And we'll take one from below and one from above. Right. So we'll take this from below. Like so. Well, let's bring it out. No, it's fine. Well, let's turn it off. There. I don't want to connect. And then there. And again, we don't have any power coming back here just yet, but we will in a second. Not the best solution, but it'll work. And then we have this coming here, like so. Now we just need to get this over, and I'm just going to do a quick and dirty one. We can put it in the roof later. I just want to make sure that it's all working properly. Okay. There is that. That's the exit. I kind of wish at this injured you were in the laser. There you go. Okay. So hypothetically, anything that does not get processed should be in here. Coal and redstone ore, absolutely. And anything that does get processed should be going into those. And now we have our ore processing setup returned to us. Although we do still need to take this unprocessable stuff and send it to the next system, which we're going to have just like right here off to the side. Because it's a really basic, easy system to set up. Basically, we're going to have another smelting factory and an enrichment factory. And we're just going to set them up right here. So enrichment, and that, smelting. And we're going to grab a power cable from back there and bring it over here. Like so, yeah. And then we will grab this and we will bring it down. This is the enrichment factory side config item input from the top. That is good. And then everything should be processed to this now. So anything that comes through here should get processed to this. And then now we just need to connect it to our system again. So again, we're going to come this way. We will put a cable cover on this later. So here's another cable coming through. All right, down to here. And this is all we're going to do. We're going to have that like that. We need 2 importers. Two importers. Right, 2 importers, but again, we need to set these up to only take what's supposed to be taken out of here. Right, we don't want things to go out that aren't supposed to go out. So there's that. So these items cannot be processed by the machine, or by the next machine, I should say. Yeah. So we're going to do a side config output right, and side config input from the left. The coal can, the uranium dust obviously can, although I should not be getting any uranium dust. I'm not sure how that got in there. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that, because it shouldn't be getting picked up like that. And we'll whitelist that. And the front should be output. And there we go. It is starting to take them. So we'll put those in there. And fluorite as well, apparently. There we go. So now all of that is going and being processed off. And this one we're going to put on whitelist mode as well, so that nothing gets processed through here without us knowing. And that's it. These have to be whitelisted as well. So let's go ahead and do an importer. Alright. And these are the other items that just cannot be processed by it. And one cable. And we'll put that right there. And we'll put this on whitelist mode as well. So that nothing that is inside of this barrel that can be processed by this machine gets pulled out. And that should be it. We are completely set up now. Let's verify coal should not be going in there. We don't have the coal on there. That's why. Coal should not be going to the next stage. It can, but it shouldn't be. So we'll put that right there. And hopefully that works. If not, we have an issue, and we'll have to solve that. Okay, the rich carbon should not have been there. That was frog. Let's see if we have any coal ore. We do. Okay. Let's put the 2 coal ore in there. And it did still go to the right. It's going to be a pain in the butt to do it this way, but we are going to have to do it this way. That's going to be a secondary barrel. Because I don't want that to be happening. Alright, so we'll have a barrel there. We now have a power cable. Power cable. Thank you. And then we can have the enrichment chamber there. And what? Did we have, were those already in there? I hope those were in there. I'm hoping beyond all hope that was. We're going to temporarily turn this machine off. And I want to see if this is working properly. Oh, speed upgrades. We have efficiency upgrades, yeah? Efficiency upgrade. Okay. Let's see what's happening over here. It looks like it is working, but at the same time, there's some things we're going in places they shouldn't have been going. Okay, anyways, it's working. So yeah, let's do a recap of the entire ore processing setup. So we have a sink providing the water. We have our electrolytic separators making the hydrogen and the oxygen. The next phase is turning the hydrogen and oxygen and water and coal into hydrogen, which, as you see, it's not burning. There's no place to. This one's not going out, is it? There we go. There's the water, and there is the other one that is making the sulfur dust, which is being sent out through all of this into these machines. And that's coming in here. Right. There you go. Sulfur dust in. It is producing the sulfur dioxide, which is producing sulfur trioxide, which is producing the sulfuric acid, which is what we need to dissolve the ores. Then we have to wash the ore, crystallize it again, inject it, and purify it. And then finally, we can process it out. Yeah, we're having an issue with the storage right now. I think we need to move this this barrel. We need to move farther down and away from the storage controller and away from that. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to move this one piece. Oops. We're going to just move this one piece here. This one aspect of it is going to go all the way down over here. And then up and over this. It's just how close it is to the input compared to where we are taking it out of. And it's a pain, but we have to do it this way to ensure we're not wasting resources. All right. So there we go. It is all the way over here now. Definitely farther away from everything than before. Actually, let's go up. There we go. Now there's no way that it should connect. So input and output. So there's the coal in there. Good. That was an iron clump I just saw. Is the iron not assigned? It's right there. And again, I told you to stop processing. Normal. Okay. Let's go ahead and see if we have any raw iron still. We don't. Iron. Ah, we have iron ore. And now we don't. So hopefully that solved the issue, me moving it over there. It should not move through here again. And just in case it does, what we can do as well is we should be able to set a filter. We don't have one. Filter upgrade, we need that. Okay, there's a filter, and here is a advanced filter. Block. So there's the coal coming in. Okay, so nothing's being processed anymore. That's good. Okay, so anyways, let's do a review again of the whole system. So we have the electrolytic separators making hydrogen and oxygen for the machines. We have our PRCs, our pressurized reaction chambers, taking oxygen, water, and coal, and it is producing the sulfur dust. Sulfur dust is being turned over here into sulfur dioxide. The sulfur dioxide with oxygen is sulfur trioxide. Sulfur trioxide with water vapor is our sulfuric acid, which then dissolves or turns it into a dirty slurry. The chemical washer washes our dirty slurry. Our chemical crystallizer takes the clean slurry, makes it into a crystal. The injection chamber injects hydrogen chloride into it. The purification chamber injects oxygen into it. and then it all goes. Oh, that's where it's going wrong. Haha, frog. And all of that is going out over here to this to be processed, which is turning the coal. The coal should not be coming in here, though. Why is there coal? Oh, because it was over there. Gotcha, okay. We've solved that issue now. So here is the dirty iron dust coming in, and it is being turned into clean dust and then processed and extracted. Again, if something's going wrong, always check your pipes, because I didn't, and we were just completely moved that over there. We didn't have to. It was just Frog being a dork. Yep. Well, I hope this helped you guys out. And yeah, I will see you guys in the future.